Welcome back, TMS family. We are back with another installment with Nthabiseng Ngwetsana, who is a spiritual medium and founder of the Nthabiseng Medium Readings. And today she is going to once again be helping you connect with your loved ones who have departed. Nthabi, welcome back. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you. I love being here.
We love having you here, and I know our viewers also love having you with us. So I'm not going to waste any time. We are going to go straight into some of the messages that they've sent through to us. We do have a voice note, and our first voice note is from Ayanda Mthembu, who wants to hear from her late mother, Zodwa Mthembu.
My name is Ayanda Mthembu, and my mother's name, who has passed, is Zodwa Mthembu.
All right, so Ayanda would like to connect with her late mother, Mama Zodwa Mthembu.
Okay, so I'm not sure if Mama was a singer, but she starts this reading with a song that says Lina Mandla Igama la Jesu, and she keeps on singing it and singing it, and now she then, after a whole lot of humming, she says, this is such a peaceful place. She is really looking at the atmosphere and finding the peace that she says it was hardly ever possible for me to find it while I was still alive. And now to the daughter, Ayanda, she says to her, you must find your own path. She is also giving a directive saying that the energy from your father's side is really now very, very strong to take you into the next season. So forget all your inhibitions and allow them to take over into the new season. So you are having, Ayanda, there's also a worry about a kid or about children. And your mom says it is the father side. When you are fully allowing yourself to let them work with you, they will overextend to the issue of the child or the children that you are worried about, Ayanda. She also says to Ayanda that there is a lot of financial issues that Ayanda is going through. She's coming through as somebody who has made past financial mistakes, and now she's almost unable to live or not knowing how she's going to rectify them. And even when new opportunities come, the past keeps on talking back to her to say, you are still going to make financial mistakes. So if you know that these are your demons, deal with them. Just have a very frank conversation with how you are dealing with money. But the mother says that forget your past mistakes. Husa, she literally says, take a breath, and things will align. She's also talking about the sleep paralysis that Ayanda has during the night, and she says to her, you must take those very, very seriously, because now what they are bringing in is a spirit of limitation into your life. So here you are having dreams that are troubling you, and Mommy is saying those dreams are imposed on you so that they can take away from you. And that is why you have this thing of being in limbo, just not being able to live and just not being self-sure, doubting self constantly and constantly.
Sure. All right. Ayanda, siyathemba ke ukuthi uyaphenduleka lapho nokuthi uyajabula ke ngomlayezo ophuma kuma obufisa ukuthi uxhumane naye. Right, let's move on now. Gogo to Nthabiseng Petunia Danti, who would like to communicate and get a message from her maternal grandmother, and the grandmother's name is Tiwe Danti Umamzima.
This is a spirit. When I got the names, I spent about 15 minutes on this reading because Umamzima, as they call her, affectionately call her, she came through with a whole lot of love, a beautiful atmosphere, a person that is a unifier. And as I was riding on that thing, then she tells me about a series of fixing relationships. And she's a very difficult spirit to connect with and communicate with, because she deliberately uses that effect of not wanting to be clear. And she says there are relationships to be fixed. It's either between the granddaughter and the grandmother. There was some unfinished businesses that needed to be fixed as she passed on. And again, she says, but it's okay. And then she comes back and says, but there's conflict amongst my own children. But I'm going to bring a new wave. And she does not solve the conflict. And as I interacted with her, with many things that she was showing me, I realized that this is a person who would use her personality to do that. when we are in favor, then we are good and we are happy. And the next time she throws a curveball. So as a spirit, honestly, Sis Ntombi, I'm not so sure that you can trust on this particular gogo, because even when you go to spiritual practitioners, she will be coming on very strongly as if like, if the child does this thing, I will then continue with the loop, but she cuts midway consistently. The most consistent thing about her is her inconsistencies, actually.
Sure.
So I would say to you, Sis Ntombi, I'm not sure why specifically you wanted to connect with this grandmother, but I would advise that you go and speak to the grandmother at the grave to say, I listen to you, but you are not consistent. Let's have one particular discussion and get me to a point where you want to get me, because there's never a destination in what this grandmother is prescribing. So, and the other thing, I would just generally say, go choose a better guide.
Sure.
Go choose a better
and
guide.
does that tell us anything about how Gogo was, even in this life, in the flesh? Ukuthi ube njani?
Yes, because it hardly ever people change their character and their personality. There are times where somebody gets to be much more educated about a certain thing and they come back reformed and they would say, I never did that, but I understand now that you needed to do it, you see. So certain people would say, but Gogo, now my grandmother never used to have a we never used to patla, but why is she giving a prescription? That is because there was a paradigm shift.
Absolutely.
But the personalities don't change. The things that they liked, they don't change. The things that they used to eat, sometimes you would be having a spirit and they are going on about conflicts. And you find that that's exactly what they like. So the characters hardly ever change.
Sis Fikile, I hope you are getting that answer. And as Ugogo Nthabi says, maybe you need to look for another guide. If not, then you need to go and visit Ugogo and just plead with her, at least for that consistency part, for her to at least be consistent, so that you get to understand exactly what needs to be done and you understand the messages that she's trying to send to you. Listen, TMS fam, you can also get a reading. All you have to do is to send us through a voice note and let us know who you want to connect with. You just need also to let us know who you are and the person that you would like to connect with. Gogo Nthabi, as usual, thank you so much for your time and thank you for sharing your insights. We really appreciate it. That's where we leave it for now. Let's take a short ad break. Stay tuned.